So we now come to the server side, and we also want to do the same. We want to change it just like we did with the client side so that we can have two-way communication. So the first thing we did here was to add a J label. So we said J label, we call it L. So then here we say this is new J label, in bracket. Now we are on the server side, so here we'll be saying client side, because the client is the one that will be communicating. Client side, and then we put like that. So that is what the label will be displaying. Again, we go to the imported package, the swing package, and we make the swing package to display everything by putting the star. So we come back here, so we say the label is now created, and so the next thing is that we add the label to the J frame, that is J dot add, in bracket we add the label, but we want to add the label on the northern side, so we say north, like that. Then from there, just as we have done with the client side, remember the server here was only accepting values before, but now we also want it also to be sending. So it had the data input stream because it was receiving message from the client, but now it will also be sending message to the client. So for it to be able to send the messages, then we'll need a data output stream. So I'll just use this to make it simpler. So we'll have a data output stream now. So we say data out, so instead of input, this is output stream. So this is DOP, and this is output stream, and this is get output stream. So we make it data output stream, so we make it that. So just like we did with the client, we are going to create the two objects, the two strings for capturing the message. So in string, so this can be out message equals, we put it blank, and then we have input string. It's already, it will read directly what is coming. Now let us now try to think of the logic from the server side. Okay, from the server side. So the server, you will always receive the communication coming from the client. So what it will do, it will analyze that communication, that message, and if the message is not telling it to stop, then it is going to send a message back. But if it's telling it to stop, then it will simply disconnect the communication. Unlike on the client had to send the message first, then listen to the server. So a client will always have to send the message, but the server will always have to receive the message. So for the server, then we are going to use the while loop. In the client we use the do while, but with the server we can use the while loop. So we say while, in bracket we say we just do what we did with the client side, only that now we are using while loop instead of a do while. While dot equals, ignore case, so while dot equals stop. So in other words, we are saying if the message, incoming message, is not equal to stop, then we loop. So how do we loop? Okay, so if it's not equal to stop, then it means that the J option pin will now, instead of a show dialog, So it will be an input dialog, because it will now ask the user, to input a value. So we say show input dialog. So this is show input dialog. So we'll say please type your message. We say please type your message. Please type your message, and then the default message is stop. So we are looking at the logic closely. We want to reason together the best way to do this. But even before it asks for the input dialog, it will first read the value that came from the client, and it will put that value on the label. So our L label here comes first actually. So you'll say L dot set text, L dot set text. So this text will be so we'll say, because you're on the server side, we'll say client said, then we put that, and then we connect that with the in message. So in message, so the message that we have read from the incoming connection, that is data input stream, which we assign to the in message, we place it on the label here. Then after that, then we'll have now our out message string. Out message string will be assigned now to a J option input dialog. So we'll ask the user to input a value, and that value will be assigned to the out message. And then now from here, now we send this out message to the client. So we use the data output stream. So we say the data output stream dot write UTF. So it will write UTF, and the UTF will be writing the out message. Okay, and then we flash it, DOP dot flash, to make sure that it goes. Okay, so when we are reading the value here, remember to cast it. So we say string, so remember to cast that there. Okay, so if it's not stopped, then we simply assign it here, then we capture the message from the user, and then we send the message on the other side. And what happens next is that we now read in whatever incoming message that is coming. So after we send the message that the user has typed, then we read the new message again. So we come here and we repeat this. We read. If the client sends another message, we now capture it here on the loop. So now the loop continues. Okay, the loop continues. So we first read, then if it's not stopped, we put it on the client on the label, then we type our own message and send it, and then capture the incoming message. And if that incoming message is not stopped, then we loop again. But if it is stopped, if the message is stopped, then what do we do? Simply place it on the label. So we pick this statement here, we place it on the label, and then we also now give the user a warning by telling him that the J option pin dot show message. So this time we are going to show a message. We simply put a message which is based on J, and then the message here will be the communication was disconnected. Okay, so again, if you are making your notes, you can look at the code just like we did. So we have the input. Those are the three packages that we're inputting. We have our our graphical user, just like from the client side, with a label. Then we have our socket classes. So remember that on the server side, we have a server socket and a socket class. On the client, we only have the socket class. Then we have the input stream and the output stream. Then we have our two messages that we are using. We have the in-out message and in message. So we read the value directly from the input stream, and then if it's not stop, we loop. If it's stop, we simply put the message on the label, and then we say the system has been disconnected, and then we close the socket class. Okay, after that, of course, we have the end of the main method, and of course we have the end of the class. And if you're making notes, then you can pause the video here and just type this. So if I come to the public class, so this is end of class, and then we have end of while. It is here for those who are making notes. And there we go. So you can look at the notes now if you want to. Just pause and type this. So let me now run our program. So we're going to run my server. So we run it there. And then we run my client. So this is server side, client side. So let me run the client. Good. You see, client comes with message server side. And then if I say hello, you say it in the server side, client said hello, so this changes. Okay, so let me bring this here, and then on the server side, so the server can now say hello too, and I click OK, and then you see it says server said hello too. Type the message here. So the person on the server said, where are you? Okay, and you see then on the server side the message says where are you, and this one could say why do you care? And if I say that, then you can say server side why do you care, and so the client can say stop. So client says stops, and the communication is disconnected, and they are no longer communicating with one another. So you can see that. So you can try your own. You can modify a bit of it, and you can try your game and see what you can be able to develop. So that is all for today for the Java networking and network programming. Thank you.